Press the button, Chroma.
Wrong button.
All
Why do we
right.
even have that button?
Ask Chroma. She's the one who put it on there with 20 of its friends.
Comic
Oh, no.
relief.
This is just a rocket ship made out of buttons.
We are all going to die.
The rocket itself is just one giant button made of smaller buttons. On that note, hello and welcome to Pack Tactics Season 3, subtitled Kobolds in Space.
Space.
And they're actually going to get to go to space tonight, and that's going to be super awesome. Tonight's episode is Episode 3, To the Moon. My name is Crash. Tonight I'll be, and every night actually, I will be a cisgendered, heterosexual, older white guy who tells everyone how the universe works and gets several things wrong.
Sounds about right.
Which is the easiest character for me to play ever. Just saying. I've been in character my entire life. I've got this.
There you go.
But I'll also be DMing on top of that. And with me are a bunch of incredibly awesome people playing incredibly awesome kobolds, including Chris. Chris, who are you playing?
Who am I playing? I forgot. I'm playing Kobold Grave Cleric.
You cut out right as you were saying Dax, but we got the rest of it.
Dax, the Kobold Grave Cleric.
Yay! And we've got Io. Io, who are you playing?
I'm playing Chroma, Kobold Artificer.
And we have Jen. Jen, who are you playing?
I'm playing Zax. She's a Kobold Barbarian.
And we've got Ellie. Ellie, who are you playing?
I'm playing Curly on Broadway. No,
I've got my tickets already.
I'm playing Near Ranger.
I love how this is the second character name that people have cut out on. Thank you, Discord. Thank you so much.
I'm playing Neri, the Kobold Ranger.
We'll fix it in post. And we have Cindy. Cindy, who are you playing?
I am playing Zenosha, the Kobold Druid, Circle of Spores.
Okay, it's been about a week since the last session, but what happened during the last session?
There was a Bare Naked Ladies song about this.
Now that song is in my head. I
Well,
think.
when I found out that the nice dryads lied to us and were actually hags trying to get us to kill a unicorn who wasn't corrupted at all, so we killed one of the hags with the unicorn's help, and also with the help of Lieutenant Commander Hollins. I want to say Hollins. Everyone forgets his name. And he let me cast Catapult with one of his grenades.
Also, we are all extremely mean to that hippo, except Chroma. Chroma's nice to him.
Right.
The rest
we
of
have
them are just
been.
horrible.
We're just not sure, but like Zax
Not
doesn't.
nice to them at all.
Zax doesn't like people that aren't kobolds. This could change who knows? But right now,
There's
doesn't really
also
trust-
the fact that his first impression, too, not the best.
Extremely arrogant and up himself.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That would explains why I'm the only one who gets along with him. Chroma grew up with Sealy.
Right.
Also true.
Yep. Oh.
That's spot on.
Yeah.
All right. This is the second session that I've muted myself in recently, and then forgot to unmute myself. So in any case, as I was saying while muted, Archbeth in chat has said that he's a very colonialist hippo. And
Yeah.
that's why everyone's going, yeah, you're right, spot on. And I might have to edit that in post, or I might be. We'll see. The last time I decided I was going to use post-production wizardry to change something was when Cindy cut out introducing her character, and I actually did go back and edit it, so you can't even tell. And I'm very happy about that.
Nicely done.
So this time I'm going to be lazy, possibly. We'll find out in the recording. Never mind about that. It's been a week. Fiddle Punch, with the assistance of others, has been able to create a facsimile of a ship. None of you look at it and go, why, yes, that appears to be seaworthy. But he says it's fine for what you're intending to
It
do
might be
with it.
B-worthy, though.
Well, don't mind the apiary They did empty that out, actually. It's because they recycled a lot of material from what they had laying around. But in any case...
Reduce.
I got to help with the bees. They got everywhere.
Oh, no.
it was an Oprah
Somehow
moment.
it doesn't shock.
So the thing that made the technology you found on Bamrian's Plateau very interesting was that the way it was set up, I mean, yeah, moving things forward and backward in time is all fancy, but you don't want to mess with the time streams and all the wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff. What was really interesting about what you brought back was that it was set up to only affect the tower. And that was the tech that Fiddle Punch didn't have available. So that's what he was able to reverse engineer. And he was able to make what, according to Lieutenant Commander Hollins, is a ship's helm, HELM, because I understand that recording sometimes doesn't necessarily capture the nuance of syllables or syllables or whatever you want to call them. So it's essentially a gnome or kobold-sized chair, because he was making it for kobolds, so why spend the extra resources to make it be larger, that when attached to a reasonably sized portable structure can make the entire structure move through space. And by space, I mean the 3 dimensions. So the X, Y, and Z axes. Let's put it that way. What's that?
He already had a TARDIS.
It's mostly a rocket ship that wasn't really a rocket. He just the retro rockets are part of it, but it's not actually a rocket. It was powered by the leftover miasma that was put in place in Coomridge by the ancient green dragon Malathomax. And Malathomax is no more, so there's no more miasma. So he got one
I'm
good
just
long
trying to
shot
remember
of it.
what that stood for.
I'd have to look it up. I've got in my notes somewhere because I had to write it out, and it amused me greatly. I, by the way, am very honored that you got it that quickly. I truly appreciated it. Well, this setup is mostly made out of recycled parts, including the escape pod that brought the lieutenant commander down to Circulus. It's basically just been added onto the sides a bit. It's asymmetrical and doesn't look airtight. Especially the parts where there's like no roof.
Oh, God.
That's going to be a problem.
Oh, no, it's not a problem at all. See, any craft of significant size carries an atmosphere with it. Gravity is funny that way. Why, even a medium-sized creature like myself will carry my own atmosphere with me, even without a suit, for a minute or two. After that, things get a bit more problematic.
Seems like a lot of trouble just to go somewhere where there doesn't seem to be empty space and rocks. Not
Well,
even
there's-
the
How
rocks.
can you
There's
say
plenty of
that?
air on my ship. We need to
Space.
get back up to my ship.
It's
Yeah,
up
you
there,
say-
and it's cool. And there are people out there with these things and with sidearms and grenades.
Chroma, there is a giant hole in that thing.
And
I'm out.
Right now, the best way to describe it is a cross between a flat-bottom boat and a ramshackle hut.
I'm out.
didn't you listen to him? The air comes with it.
But isn't the air
it's-
just going
I
to go
don't think
right
that's
out
how
the hole?
science works.
So it's a house
No,
barge.
because the gravity is attached to it.
I don't get it.
Do you know how science works?
Yes, and
Okay,
I also
so-
know how magic works.
Just,
And this
if
is
I may
both.
if I could, may I, just
What is it,
interject?
big boy?
So, everyone who has been to space, please raise your hand.
I raise my hand.
I flip him the bird.
Oh,
Right now, 2 people in this group are honest when they raise their hands. One of them is Fiddle Punch. The other one is the lieutenant commander. Right.
I've been to a space.
I just don't like you.
I picked up on that very early, yes. Well, in exchange for helping you move forward by technological leaps and bounds with this newfound old technology, I've been promised an opportunity to rejoin my ship on the far side of your moon. Unfortunately, in order to use a helm, one does need to have the ability to cast spells, and that is unfortunately an attribute that my species sorely lacks.
Whereas all of us except Zax can do that.
By the way, which one of your crew is pink?
What?
Huh?
Huh?
You're thinking of the elephants.
What's an elephant?
Sort of like a bestial loxodon.
What's a loxodon?
Oh.
Sorry,
More and
I
more
told
you're
you
turning
that
into
was
Crash.
a joke.
More and more you're turning into Crash.
I beg your pardon, Chris. I am going to have to say that when it comes to jokes like this, Ellie is far better at them than I am. Above and
She
beyond,
is, but then
she wins.
you get ones like that, and then it's like you're getting more and more like Crash.
This is one of the reasons why. This is evidence for proving that Ellie is far better at this than I am.
I do apologize. That's like a triple joke.
It's glorious. It is glorious. And, if you can make a Pink Floyd reference in a space adventure, I mean, you do it. You do it. Okay, moving on. As an added bonus, this appears to be designed to be able to carry my weight. Just saying.
Flash forward to, we launch, and it settles back down on the ground.
Oh.
Well, flash forward to Lieutenant Commander Hollins is sitting in a chair that appears to be a folding chair made out of scrap lumber that has
Tied
been
to the back of the houseboat.
nailed to the deck. And he is
And
strapping himself in, and by strapping himself in, I mean there is a rope wrapped around the bottom of the chair that he is now wrapping around his waist and tying with a bow.
And you can guarantee 100% that we will not die when we leave the planet.
Of
I can't
course you
guarantee
won't.
that if you stay on the planet, to be honest.
That's
I mean-
fair.
He's
Can we
got a
just get a
point
keg
there,
of black
yeah.
powder? It's like the only thing missing right now.
Oh, well,
I can think
unfortunately,
of some uses
there is
for
a
that.
significant shortage of smoke powder available in Coombridge. I have been asking around for the entire week, but no one seems to have any. There's a handful of alchemists who are aware of how to concoct some smoke powder or an equivalent thereof, but unfortunately they are quite low on supplies.
Well, that's
no
what
one ever
happens when you
lets
come
me
during.
have any either.
That's what happens when you
That's
come
for
during
good
Oktoberfest.
reason.
All of the kegs are occupied.
Chroma, if we let you have any gunpowder, we would all be on fire all the time.
No, you wouldn't. I don't
We know
think
who your
blow's
mother
the
is.
bad thing.
We know
As
who your
a-
mother is.
As a reward for my safe return, there is a chance, and I will certainly ask for, if a small keg might be procured for you, Chroma, with your wonderful help that you have provided this entire time.
I'm
Okay,
out.
so bribery works for Chroma.
All right, what do you say? We strap one of our spellcasters into this thing and get it over with.
All right, I'll sit down on the chair.
Upon strapping myself in, I just start praying to Melora.
All right, I'm going.
Remember, tell me how it feels and how it moves. You know, if it's smooth, if it needs work.
Now, Chris, it's not the size of the boat.
All right, so you all get strapped in. One of you is strapped into the ship's helm, which looks very fancy and has gears that are moving for no reason that anyone can discern, including
Is it
Chroma.
at least a really nice hat?
It's not a hat. It's a chair. It's a very fancy
Okay,
chair.
can it be made to incorporate a really nice hat?
Well, you can accessorize as you see fit later on, but right now it's, as you can tell from the state of the ship, focus was more on facilitating carrying capacity than it was on aesthetics. But Neri, you are strapped in. I'm told the chair needs an umbrella. That might be a thing. And do you use it, or do you say anything first?
What did you just say?
Do you use the chair right away, or do you say something first?
I used the chair right away.
So Neri would
punches
like
on levels.
to engage.
All right. So Neri, as soon as you use the chair, two things happen. First of all of your spell slots for the day are gone.
Okay.
That's why the Ranger's doing this.
And you barely notice, because what you notice more is you are aware of the entire ship. Like, you don't need to have your eyes open to know where every plank, everything that is physically a part of this ship, you know where it all is. And you are aware of your surroundings around the ship, as if you were looking with the ship as your eyes.
Who needs spell slots?
And you feel like, even though there's no additional attachments to this to try to aid with propulsion, like it's built sort of like a flat-bottom boat, but there's no sail, there's no rudder, there's no oars. You feel like you could get it to move in whatever direction you wanted it to move.
Well, let's try that. I'm gonna screw around with it.
Okay, what do you do?
Without discombobulating the people on board too much.
You move
Let's do a couple
everyone at
barrel
1 billion miles per hour, and they all turn into a fine paste.
Oh.
I want to
Everyone,
start
roll
with
up
a
a
couple
first level character.
Oh, no.
I talked right over you, Ellie. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I want to start with a couple barrel rolls.
Oh, no. I'm going to sit down and strap in at this point.
Okay.
I assume we already were strapped in. If
I
not,
don't know.
I'm strapped in and I'm just praying.
Probably take me a minute to figure that out, so, yeah.
Okay, so the ship goes up about 20 feet and just spins
Oh my gosh!
like
oh my
a
gosh.
centrifuge.
Ooh.
Everyone roll a Constitution save.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Including me.
Everyone roll a Constitution save. You're doing barrel rolls.
I rolled
Well,
an
that's a
11.
natural 20 for me.
Oh, you're having the time of your life.
Ooh. I don't
Chroma?
like this anymore.
You have painted the deck with a wonderful color spray or colorful spray.
I've rolled an 11, and I think Constitution is +4.
You're fine.
Okay.
Looks like Dax got a 17, which is also cool. I wanted to say
Zenosha got a
Finn-
10.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
Zenosha
no.
got a 10. You're feeling queasy, but you're
Note
not.
to self. Sorry.
Zenosha's feeling queasy, but is able to keep lunch down.
Note to
Alright.
self. Invent air sickness bags.
I dare
Let's
say,
see what
could
she can do.
we cease with the evasive action? We don't really need to be evading anything right now, except for I think Chroma has provided some things to evade. But
Really fun.
I'm going to shove the throttle, metaphorically, and aim
you
toward the
cut
middle.
out like crazy. I'm sorry. Something about metaphorically shoving the throttle.
I'm going to metaphorically shove the throttle forward and aim for.
Oh no, you're a scary robot.
Aiming for the moon.
I didn't hear any additional information from that. You weren't a scary robot, but all the pertinent parts cut out.
She said she is going to metaphorically shove the throttle forward and aim for the moon.
Okay. The next moment, you realize that Circulus is a large blue marble below you.
Neat.
And we all start dying from lack of oxygen.
No, you can all breathe.
okay. Good to know.
I like this plan. I'm excited to be a part of it. So I'm going to start looking for the GIF mothership.
Okay. Well, the moon is off in that direction, so you
Okay.
start heading in that direction.
Yep.
Splendid! I knew you were capable of greatness. This is fantastic. And as you can tell, we certainly have plenty of atmosphere on this small vessel for probably the next 10 minutes or so, which is plenty of time to get to the moon.
Wait, what?
Well, it does seem that Dax is hyperventilating,
Dax starts
so
hyperventilating, yes.
I'm going to
Oh,
revise
no.
that estimate to maybe 8 minutes and dropping before we are out of
And it
oxygen.
gets worse. And it gets worse the more he's
I
talking.
can put
I
him
have-
in the
I have
bag
create
of
air
holding.
destroyed.
I recommend the first option, not the second one.
The more this guy is talking, the worse he's getting.
Hey, Neri, can you, fly faster before we run out of air? If we run out of
As
air?
I said,
I'm kind
there's
of
plenty
confused
of
about
time.
this whole
Look,
thing.
we're over halfway there already. Why, as a matter of fact, if we
We're
don't
going round.
change course, we might actually impact the light side of the moon, which
Oh no!
I recommend.
And
not
this
doing-
hyperventilating gets worse.
I'll
There we
angle
go.
up.
There we go.
Dax, calm down.
I'll angle up so that we don't impact the.
Fantastic. Glorious. Well done. Well done indeed. Now, as
Everything about the
I should have built something that casts prestidigitation.
It's fine. This is a temporary ship anyway. I'm sure that Fiddlepunch and you as well, Chroma, will create some miraculous spacefaring vessel using this helm that will be much more aesthetically pleasing.
I rolled I rolled to check if Dax passes out. I rolled a natural one. Dax is out.
Okay.
Oh no.
Well, at least Dax isn't hyperventilating anymore.
In my headcanon, Dax is still sitting upright with his hands clutching the armrest of his chair and staring forward.
Oh.
He's just no longer conscious.
Oh no.
Okay, so as we go around the moon, why, this craft is actually quite fast and maneuverable. Very useful. Our own vessel is quite large and therefore is not quite as dexterous as this particular craft is, such as it is. Where we last saw my ship was right where it's probably right on the other side of this debris field. Yes,
You don't know where it is, do you?
Right on the far
Debris
side of this
field?
debris field that looks very...
I'm going to pull up short of the debris field.
If there's a kobold I can whisper to so that the lieutenant commander can't hear, and I don't really care who I am saying this to, 3-1 odds his crew abandoned him.
If Dax, he would agree.
But
and
he's
laugh
not,
with you.
though.
I
was
can't wait
crewing
for you to meet his crew.
That.
I'm just saying, I cannot wait for you to meet his crew. You might want to wait.
Oh.
Dax might go on a murder rampage.
Can
Zax
I-
will join you.
Can I
Yes, so-
roll
Yes.
perception to figure out what constitutes the debris field?
Oh, certainly.
18.
Well, there's a lot of charred wood and a few large metal tubes, which look like they might be cannons. You've heard of those before. Never felt like getting anywhere near any of those or near anyone who thought one of those was a good idea. Well, until you met Lieutenant Commander Hollins, but you don't really want to be near him anyway. But you see a few of those floating in the debris field. There appears to be a mostly intact mast with sails still unfurled. And yeah, that's mostly what you see. So
Hollins,
right on...
were you expecting a debris field composed of a sailing ship?
No.
Oh no.
No, I was not, in fact.
How close to the moon are we?
Distances are very hard to gather when you are...
Are we ghost
Outside of a
splat
gravity well?
distance?
Oh, we are not ghost splat distance. Not,
How far
not
from the
at
moon
all.
are we?
You are maybe 100, 200 miles away.
Oh,
Okay.
we're miles away. Okay,
yes.
Okay.
scratch
So we're-
that then.
You
We're
are
fairly
in an
close.
orbiting debris field.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'll
Yes,
communicate
we're
that to
orbiting,
Chroma.
Okay, so not going to be. I'm going to unstrap in and head. Is there a deck area that's not covered by the hut?
Or the vomit.
I think
Most
so,
of
yeah.
it. Most of it is not covered by the hut.
I'm going to
And-
head out onto the deck.
Okay.
My assumption there was that the pilot who has the senses of the ship possibly has a better concept of how far we are from obstacles than the guy strapped to the deck.
The DM will say in most cases you are correct.
Okay.
The Lieutenant Commander has also unstrapped himself, and he's looking over the side of the deck, down towards the moon.
Okay.
All
Are
right.
we, are we dead
I'm-
yet?
There are no
Not
I'm
yet.
station keeping at this point.
Because we're way away from the moon. Then the crew.
I say, I
Somewhere.
found my ship.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, it's right there in that large crater.
Oh,
So
Most
you
of it's
crashed
down
it
there,
there?
at least. Well, I didn't. I'm not the pilot.
Ah, all right.
But it does appear to have its structural integrity compromised a great deal.
It's a mess.
It's I have my doubts that the rest of my crew survived such an impact.
I'll drop down so people can get a better look.
Okay. And as you drop down, you no longer need the aid of the comically small binoculars that canonically I have told you that the Lieutenant Commander has on him. To get
Oh,
a
right.
view. of what he's looking at, there is, in fact, an impact crater from what appears to be a large sailing vessel, as in you would expect this to be the kind of thing that you would see in a harbor, not in space. But it smacked down onto the surface of the moon here and left an impact, and it sort of spread out over a distance. There's some chunks that are larger than others. And in addition to that, there's a bunch of structures nearby to this that don't appear to have crashed. They appear to have been built there. There's a few small domes that are poking up out of the surface. There's what appear to be structures that are connecting them, sort of like covered walkways, perhaps. And a large cylindrical indentation towards the center of this.
Well, if there are survivors, they've probably made contact over there, so we should go over there and find out who lives there and if we've seen anyone like Lieutenant Commander Holland.
Yes, that would also explain why the inhabitants of that base are no longer firing at us.
Wait, what?
Well, that was kind of how I got stuck in the escape pod to begin with. We were engaged in combat with the ground defenses, and we took a hit or two that jostled me. I lost my balance, fell into the escape pod, and the rest is, as they say, history.
You didn't bother telling us any of this beforehand.
You've taken us to a potentially hostile group of people without informing us of any of it.
Well, you seem to have handled the hags no problem. I mean, this probably is not more
I
dangerous than
almost
that.
didn't, though, if you remember.
Can we
Maybe you were
drop
paying
him?
attention to that?
Can we just push him out?
So,
Maybe.
fun fact, the Spelljammer rulebooks do give rules for an unaided person entering planet atmosphere. It's more than just rolling 1d6 per 10 feet.
Wow.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
you got fire damage on there, too.
As a matter of fact, yes.
Yeah, that's fair.
If there's an
Yeah.
I was gonna
atmosphere,
say, yeah.
you can burn up an atmosphere.
Then let's go make they still want, then we can...
EO, unfortunately, you're turning into a scary robot.
Oh no.
I can
The
hear
Borg
you.
are on the ship.
I'd actually rather have a Borg than this step hole.
Gosh.
How about now?
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So, if they're not... Oh, that big cylindrical thing's probably a cannon then. Okay, so if they're not
Well, it's far too
firing
large to be a
at
cannon.
us-
Even our largest vessels don't have enough smoke power to fire that. That is more likely an airlock of some kind. Or
Oh,
docking area.
Are you sure?
I don't have anything similar to that to allow docking.
Well, you just land in the middle of it. It's wide open.
Oh, it's that big. Okay.
Oh, yes. Scale is hard to tell from these distances. There's no reference point.
So,
What do we say, gang?
I think he just brought us into a war.
I
let's go
agree.
say hi.
Ugh.
Oh god.
Okay. Do you bring them down?
Yeah, I'll land.
Okay.
I begin praying again.
Well, your prayers to Melora are answered because the ship rockets down to the moon surface and then slows down to a crawl for the last 2 feet and just gently, bloop, plops down.
You're really good at this.
I have
It's-
found my calling.
It's terrifying. You picked this up.
It's like you're.
You cut out there, Jen.
I said it's like you were meant for it. What are the odds of that?
I have been told that piloting a ship with a helm is quite invigorating for those who are able to do so.
So,
Well, no.
By the way, as soon as you land, you smell a sort of like a musty, stale smell, like a budget grocery store where things have been left out perhaps a bit too long, but they're not rotting yet.
I didn't expect the moon to be so stuffy.
Well, the surface is
Well-
without atmosphere. We're down deep enough that the gravity is maintaining whatever atmosphere was put into this base when they created it, whoever they are.
Oh,
so out of curiosity, if I power down the ship and get out of the pilot's seat, am I going to be able to make it do anything?
You've
I
never
sit back
tried.
down? All right.
If it if you can do it afterwards, we have plenty of people that.
I'm going to keep the ship powered up for right now.
Okay. That means you're still hanging
And
out.
I'm going to let you. I'm still hanging out on the bridge. I'm going to let y'all report back to me and see what, if these guys are nice and they'll let us take a long rest, then we're all good. If these guys aren't nice, I don't want to be stuck trying to jump start the ship as we make our escape.
I have shared a small screen cap of the part of this base that you are in. Like I said, it's a cylinder that extends up. In this case, I would say it extends up maybe 50 feet before. Now, if you are on Circulus, I would say until it just opens up to the open air. But in this case, it opens up to the open vacuum. But where you are, you can breathe. And you can see there are multiple exits. There's 2 to the south, 1 to the west, 1 to the northeast. And to the north, what you're seeing there is it would be an exit if you were 20 feet higher up.
Well, which way should we go?
Are all the exits open then, or
Yes.
are there any doors? Okay.
So the one to the northeast, there is a door there.
Do we hear signs of anyone else from any particular direction?
The door is off its hinges, so you can still see the hallway there. And you don't... Well, give me a perception check.
Everybody?
Everyone who cares to be looking around, or listening,
All right.
or smelling.
This is not going to go well. I am not good at this.
I've rolled a 9 and perception is +2.
Got a
I got
dirty
a
20.
2.
Wait, is that
got a
right?
dirty 20.
Yeah, that's right.
I
Yeah.
got a 2. I noticed that I'm on the moon and that's the coolest thing ever. And, well, I'm spending rather a lot of time noticing that I'm on the moon and wandering around waving my hands in delight.
Okay. So I'm going to go with the dirty 20 that Zenosha got and say that you mostly hear nothing except for the occasional sound of water dripping.
Guys, I think this place is abandoned.
Well, that would explain the smell. I mean, it kind of smells like the Barbarian Dojo, so I don't really mind. I'm used to it, but it's going to get worse.
It
How
does
could it
have a
be
sort of used
abandoned?
gym sock odor to it, definitely.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
How could it be abandoned?
Sort of.
He said it was shooting at them.
How long ago was it shooting at you?
Well, there was our little adventure that was a few days. There was the week of preparations to fly up. I would say maybe 2 weeks ago.
Something happened here then.
Well, I mean, if the two sides were fighting and the ship crashed, and maybe they just...
It's a possibility, but keep an eye out for stragglers.
I guess we start looking.
Also, if you happen to find any egg-like objects that open up when you get near them, probably don't put your face right over top of them.
Okay.
I'm gonna go
Good
up
to
to
know.
Ellie's character and let her know, hey, we think this place might be abandoned. It's definitely not very heavily occupied. And she's still on mute, so I guess her character's deciding to stay powered up to the spaceship, so I'll rejoin the rest of the party.
Okay. So which way do you intend to head?
I say we check out that door first. It's
Yeah, let's go through the door.
Okay. So you go through the door, and like I said, it's off its hinges. It looks like it was bashed through as opposed to being torn off. So there's bits of door available. And when you go into the hallway, it's quite narrow. And except for spots right at the entrance into this narrow hallway, where there's a lot of scraping marks, kind of like if someone was trying to drag their way out of fast-moving water to get onto a muddy shore, the kind of marks that someone would make in the mud, you see those on the walls. But it's not mud. This hallway appears to be lined with a glowing moss that's been scraped off of the sides of the walls near where the door is/was. And then once you get past there, it's just covered floor to ceiling in moss.
Zenosha, look!
I am collecting some.
What
my
is this
gosh.
stuff? What
I
is
don't
it?
know, but I like it.
Fair enough. Is it food?
Ooh, probably not.
I've been told it's not very palatable.
That doesn't mean it's
personally
not
haven't-
food.
I personally have not tried.
Don't eat weird moon moss, Zach.
Well, I'm not gonna right now. But if we run out of food, I mean, maybe this is food. Just thinking ahead,
It is providing a decent light source. And I will say for Zenosha, a roll is not required for this, because you are a druid who has been studying plant life for pretty much your entire life. Unlike mushrooms, mosses and other green plants do a decent job providing fresh air for things.
All right. I think this is part of how they keep the air breathable.
Oh my gosh, yes! That's a great idea. Okay. Do you think if you grabbed some of it, you could get it to grow?
I think Zenosha's already a step ahead of you on that.
Yeah, I'm already...
Yes, and the last time I made a perception roll, I rolled a 2.
I mean, fair. That's valid. So Chroma says, do you think if you grab some of this? And then she looks over and Zenosha just has all of her bags full of moss, and an armful of moss, and a handful of moss. Well, I mean, I could take some. I say, this hallway does not seem to have been made wide enough for one of my stature. I will stay back here with young Neri and guard the ship in case an emergency retreat needs to be made.
So
All
Hollins,
right.
did you find any cannons? I need cannons.
I like the cut of your jib. For the record, you don't feel like if there were moving parts attached to the ship, you would be able to control them from the helm. You can change the position of the ship, but the individual things on it, you can't control their motion. So if you attach a cannon, you would still need a crew member to be able to fire it off.
Like me!
What has the DM done?
that could work. That could work.
So, Lieutenant Commander
See,
Hollins...
Now I want Chroma to build a cannon that will interface with the ship.
That's going to require a higher level than 2.
Probably.
Yes. So Lieutenant Commander Hollins is staying with Neri because Neri is deciding to split the party. So the DM is graciously including an NPC to let everyone know if something bad happens in that central location by throwing a grenade, and you'll all hear the explosion.
Okay.
I mean, that won't be his primary reason for throwing the grenade. The primary reason will be he likes loud explosions. The secondary reason will be preventing whatever horrible monsters exist here. And, oh, by the way, you'd hear the explosion, so you'd know to come running.
Right. Okay. So, Zenosha, you want to bring all that stuff back to the ship now and come back and explore, or you want to carry that with you?
What was that?
I have
And I will fill it to capacity with moss.
Okay. Oh, I have a bag of holding as well, so fill one with moss, and then we'll see what else we find.
Yeah, you're unless she literally empties the room and the hallway out, you're going to have to be the one to tell Zenosha when to stop.
I will say that at some point, Zenosha has managed to scrape up all the moss that goes up about 2 feet off the ground.
I have a stick.
She does. She does. She has a stick.
And at that point, you also have inspiration.
Thank you.
There is a door on the far side of this hallway. I posted in the screen cap that shows you the turn in it a bit more. Okay. Right above the edge of that screen cap is where there's another door, and that one seems to be intact and closed.
Ooh. Okay, I'm going to try to open it.
Okay. I'll see what comes out.
Give me a strength check.
Is it locked or jammed?
Well, it opens out, not in, so you're pushing on it, and there seems to be something on the other side that's holding it shut. Not as it doesn't feel like there's someone on the other side trying to hold it shut on you. It feels like there's something that is in the way of the door. When you push on it,
17.
So a 17. So you put your shoulder into it, and a little elbow grease, and possibly some actual grease. You are an artificer after all, and you shove the door open into a larger room, and you go right into it because of objects in motion and all that. And
all right, I'm going to follow her in.
Me too.
Select another screen cap. Okay, so for this screen cap, there's walls to the east and west, also the south. There is a bit of a wall to the north, but there's an area that opens up a bit more beyond that. The way this room is set up, I can't screen cap everything without putting in massive spoilers. Hold on. You know what? Simplicity. There we go. That's a better screen cap of the room.
Okay.
And as you look around the door, you find a body.
Oh no.
Oh no.
What's it look like?
It appears to be that of a red-skinned dragonborn, and it looks like they've been sitting here for a little while.
Oh.
As in, possibly weeks, maybe months. It's definitely been sitting here exposed to the atmosphere for some time. If you did not come upon the place of their demise shortly after the demise.
So it's
Alright.
been here maybe longer than...
Yeah, the Hippo said he was only here 2 weeks ago. Everything we're seeing indicates it's been a lot longer.
All right, that's good. That means this probably isn't his friend.
Maybe not.
What you gathered from conversations with Lieutenant Commander Hollins, rather what Chroma has gathered, the rest of you sort of half-listened and mocked him a bit.
Sounds about right. Yeah, that's what we did.
Was that gift ships tend to be almost entirely crewed by other gift. The one exception is because they don't
pilot?
have spellcasting abilities themselves, they will often hire on a spellcaster of some skill to pilot the ship, but under the command of a gift.
So this probably isn't his pilot.
Well,
There's
if
no
it
way
was
to
a
know.
pilot, they were a paladin because they're definitely wearing full plate.
So, I mean, he was a spellcaster. Or she,
Well,
I don't know.
They're
Hard to
wearing,
tell what the body's
They're
been sitting
wearing
here that
plate
long.
armor.
Any specific design on the plate armor?
Why, not on the armor itself, but they are wearing a medallion.
Ooh. All right. What's it look like? I'm gonna pick it up.
Well,
and
it's
look at
large
it.
and gaudy,
Hmm.
and mostly
Ooh, I
circular
like-
in shape. And I'm going to copy
Anybody-
paste a picture.
Oh, cool.
I wasn't just sort of drawing out my description. I was actively showing at the time.
Oh, maybe
It looks
I
very
don't
much like the picture
it.
I just shared. There's 5 different dragon heads,
Oh,
each a slightly different
no.
design, and each one a slightly different color. Red, blue, green, black, and white.
Would I know about this? Would that be something I learned about from the dojo?
It's only been 5 years since the Tiamat fight. You were
Yeah.
raised on these stories.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so definitely not our friend.
No.
Abandoned moon?
I think it's already been abandoned. This one didn't make it. I'm gonna take this.
Can we convince the lieutenant commander to stay and then abandon Moon?
Yes.
No,
Uh,
he's nice. He has.
No,
friends.
he's not.
he's a little weird. Yeah, he's kind of annoying.
Oh, nice.
But if we get into battle, we might need him.
Well, I think he's nice.
You still hear the sounds of dripping water somewhere off in the distance. It echoes to the point where it's hard to give an exact location from where it is. It might just be ambient sound, like someone left a white noise generator on for too long, or a
Let's
humidifier.
keep looking for the water, I guess.
I mean, it's either going to be a leaky faucet or something bad.
Let's be honest. Knowing our luck is going to be something bad.
Chances are, maybe we can fight it.
Ooh, that would be interesting. I could take notes on it. Well, probably after it was
Maybe
dead.
after we're done fighting it, yeah. If you take notes on it, I mean, I think it'll get you. Like if you do it while the battle's going on, not a good plan.
Get the general to take notes.
General?
Or lieutenant, whatever he is.
Well, no, it's official. You promoted him.
Get the idiot to take notes.
So, to explain this room a bit more, while it is a somewhat irregular shape, there is a doorway to the north. There is the doorway you came in. There is a hallway that goes east, and there is a set of stairs going up to the west.
Well, water's not going to fall up, so
But it might be dripping down from us.
so you want to take the stairs?
I want to take the stairs.
Okay.
Actually, wait, what looks like it killed this guy?
What looks like killed the guy? Give me a medicine check.
Oh, excellent. Wait, no, that's not it. That's wisdom, too. Oh, no.
You want to know what killed it?
7.
Heart failure. which basically means he died.
I have no idea what killed him.
Possibly massive blood loss.
Can the cleric have a look to see what killed them?
The cleric
That might
may
be a good
also
idea.
make a medicine check to try to determine cause of death.
16.
It was lupus.
12 plus 4.
It's never lupus. FYI, probably getting his throat ripped out killed him.
I probably would have noticed that.
I mean, something clearly ripped their throat out. The throat's over there. There's a big
He's
hole.
been-
There's blood everywhere.
He's
Wait,
been rotting for a few weeks, so it's not as obvious. There's been significant decay to the body since the throat got ripped out.
I got a question that might be important but might not be answerable.
42.
Do you mean
I
do
feel
you
like you
mean
don't
ripped out
understand
like with
that that's as
claws or
sarcastic as hell.
cut with the sword?
Can I
Um,
determine that with 16?
Would
with
I
a
know?
16,
Wait,
if it was a fresh cut, it'd be much easier to determine. It's possible that area decayed a bit more because it was cut. It's a large opening in the throat. The spine is intact, but the larynx is gone.
So
Alright.
if we were here maybe a few minutes to a day after they died, sure, I could probably figure that out, but it's all rotting and decayed. It's kind of difficult.
That's fair. I knew it wasn't an easy question, just one worth pursuing.
all right.
No,
I want
I
to.
agree.
I want to look at it and see if I can tell anything from what I know of battle weapons and stuff. And I've rolled a 20. You can probably hear that when I
You rolled and that
rolled
20.
it, but I don't know what skill.
Well, they were medicine checks, but with a nat
Mhm.
20, like if you were doing a Shakespearean literature check, a nat 20, you'd succeed.
Okay.
Oh, I don't like you have not read Shakespeare until you've read it in the original Draconic.
I understand that reference.
Yes. You've not experienced it until you've read it in the original Draconic.
Right.
Right. So, yeah, not only is the throat gone, this wasn't made with a sword. It looks like he was bitten out.
Oh wow. All right. So something like ate his throat, basically.
Ugh.
Can we leave now?
No.
I mean, a kobold, and as a barbarian, and
Mhm.
again, with a nat 20, you definitely know this stuff. A kobold, if they so chose to use a bite attack, would be able to make a bite like that. Also, a dragon would be able to. Also, an
Right.
alligator.
A lot of things we don't know.
Or a slightly younger dragon.
Uh-oh.
A pocket dragon, if you would.
Why would there be a little dragon, though? I mean, if that's... I don't know.
Well,
it
if
could
it was
be
a bigger
another
dragon, the head would be gone.
Yeah. But why would dragons... I mean...
Well, there's a
that's
dragon
no
born on the
weirder
moon.
than anything else on the moon.
I guess. I mean,
there's
we're- Carry a harpoon.
kobolds on the-
But there ain't no well, so we sing tall tales and sing a wailing tune.
I think we are proof that anything can be on the moon.
All right. So be aware of a dragon. Might need to fight it.
Or a large alligator.
Right. One of those.
Or a rabbit.
Well, haven't fought one of those either. I have fought a dragon, but Gox. It was a training exercise. Learned a lot.
Oh, that's what's in the next room. No, I'm joking.
Oh, no.
No,
So,
you are-
want to
Take
go
it
up
Also
the
be a
stairs?
possibility. But yes, up the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you are heading towards the stairs, the door that you came through, you hear it slam shut.
Ooh.
That's not good.
Okay, let's turn around and take a look at whatever shut that door.
It was the Dragonborn.
No.
Okay.
It was what now?
It was the Dragonborn.
Oh, hello.
The-
Are
the
you
one-
undead
The one
now?
Sans throat.
Yeah, that one's undead.
Are you undead now? Because I mean, I hear that usually undead aren't friends, but sometimes they are. I mean, there's one living. Well, not living. Anyway, are you here to fight us, or can we talk to you?
Or do you
The
just want
second
your
it
back
starts,
back?
the
So
second
give
it
it
starts
back.
moving, I pop Eyes of the Grave and can
Oh,
determine-
you are surrounded by undead. I mean, there
Oh, God,
only seems
they're
to be
everywhere.
one in this room, but there's a lot of undead near you.
So essentially, you'll see my eyes flash red, and then just sheer terror hits on.
What do you
So-
see? What do you see?
What do your kobold eyes see?
Get back to the ship.
By the way, for the record, as Chroma was going through that monologue of asking if it's undead, and explaining that
And a
you know a
friend.
good undead. It is stumbling its way towards you the entire time, carrying a longsword and brandishing it. And Ellie is absolutely right. We've been playing for about an hour. I think this is a good point to take a 5-minute break. And when we come back, we'll have rolled for initiative.
All right.
All right. Back in a bit. We're back. Initiative has been rolled. Everyone died. Roll up a first
yeah.
character. The Rock's
I
got
knew
a
I had a
natural 20.
backup
They
character
fell.
for a reason.
Okay, but in all seriousness, because most of the group is dealing with a zombie, we're going to take some quality time and spend that with Neri, who is still one with the ship.
I am.
And the lieutenant commander is patrolling around this big round room. For some reason, at any moment, he expects there to be a jousting match and a large undead spider that come out, and he's hoping not, but for some reason he thinks it might happen. Something about large round rooms, but whatever. That's at this point an obscure World of Warcraft reference.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
I say, who goes there? Show yourself. Announce your presence.
He is facing...
Neri is... Sorry, go ahead.
You go.
No, I didn't realize you had more to say, but please.
Well, he's continuing to yell this as he is looking at the larger of the two exits to the south.
Okay. Which exit did my group go through?
They went through the narrow one to the northeast.
All right.
Oh, I recognize you. Why didn't you announce your presence? I say, Neri, we're in luck. My crew is not all dead. This appears to be Ensign Finland's. Ensign Finland's! So good to see that you survived. Oh dear. Neri, I think I require your assistance. Post haste!
And he throws his grenade. Okay, so we are now in initiative, and the Zombies are going first, because of course they are, because someone rolled a nat 20. And
The zombies are known for being fast and dexterous.
Depends on which movie or what. There are a few zombie movies
This one appears to
with
be a
fast
runner.
zombies.
Okay, so who does this zombie attack? I'm going to say they're probably going to go after Chroma, because Chroma was the one that was trying to have a conversation with it.
That's
And that-
fair.
No.
And those always end well. So it rushes forward with its longsword and takes a couple swipes. And it would help if I wasn't rolling a d8 to hit.
Yeah, that's not good enough.
It's not going to work out.
That first roll is... that's a 24.
That hits.
And 13.
13 does not.
Okay, so I'm just rolling damage for one thing. That is going to be 6 points of slashing damage.
Hey! You're very rude, you know that? Being dead is no excuse for running up and hitting people with swords.
I don't think
Chroma, they don't care. Light them up when you get a chance.
Meanwhile, in the big round room, the lieutenant commander has been charged by former Ensign Finland's, and he has been knocked back and is prone. And I've marked off his damage.
Oh no.
Yes. He did get a grenade out. That was the thing that happened. So, Neri, you are on a ship with no artillery.
Can I see what's going on? Hollins?
Yes, Hollins has been knocked down by another large hippo person. This one appears to have some structural damage.
Okay, let me phrase that a different way. Can I see what's happening with Hollins?
Yes. You see
Okay.
that he got knocked prone by another large hippo person.
And that is within my view as a kobold and not as a ship.
Both.
Oh.
All right. If I stand up but like keep my foot on the chair, can I maintain my connection with the ship?
I mean, you can try it.
I'm gonna try it.
Give me an Arcana check.
Okay. 13?
Mm,
Well,
but standing up doesn't count as an action.
right. I've just lost my connection to the ship.
Yes. You feel much
All right.
smaller.
Well, I'm going to put an arrow in the other GIF.
It's the gift that keeps on gifting.
Yep. Will a 27 hit?
Let me check. Ugh. So, just by, like, 3 times the damage. Yeah, well, 3 times the AC, yeah. It's got an AC of 8. It's not wearing any armor whatsoever, and it's a very large target.
You forgot Hunter's Mark.
Didn't need it.
I mean, yes, you
Well,
have a magical bow that allows you to use Hunter's Mark even without any spell slots. But
Yeah.
that said, you don't need it for an 8.
Well, okay. There are 2 thoughts in my head right now. First, actually 3 thoughts in my head. First, there's a grenade that's been thrown. Second, this is obviously an undead and probably already damaged. And third, there are probably more undead where that one came from.
And fourth, this thing has an AC of 8, and you have, with your magical short bow and your other bonuses as a ranger, a plus 12 to hit.
Yeah, but Hunter's Mark also gives me d6 damage. Now,
And you can
I rolled
transfer
maximum
undead.
damage, so I rolled maximum damage, so that's 14 damage.
Okay, I'm going to mark that off. Noted.
Just marking off those spell slots. Technically speaking, I cast Goodberry twice.
How so?
Oh,
She means to use those spells.
that's the buttons
Oh.
that I clicked to,
Well, you can...
to use the spell slot.
Okay, you can also just click on the little boxes, but whatever.
Yeah, I know, but it's more fun to actually pretend like I'm casting a spell.
And you get a good berry, and you get a good berry, and they're not actually good berries. They're actually just, I found them on the ground. There was a rabbit nearby. Maybe don't eat those. Dax.
Those
panicking
are
is a free
bad
action.
berries.
Anyway,
They
so
are
I
bad.
put a
Panicking is a
hold
free
in
action.
a
Good.
zombie gif, and it's now Dax's turn.
Yes.
And you said
Panicking-
panicking is a free action.
Yes, so you can do that and also, do whatever attacks you want to do.
Okay. Let's see. I use my action to channel divinity, turn undead.
Ooh, what do I have to roll?
Nothing. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Oh, yeah, they must make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, give me a religion check. This is not to see if it works. This is to provide information.
19.
Okay. You feel like it's resisting your ability. Like, I haven't rolled to see if it succeeds or not, but you feel like it's got an extra fortitude boosting ability that makes it easier for it to resist channel divinity, turn undead. Now to see if it actually works. That's a 19.
Okay. It does also affect any other undead in the
Okay.
What's the radius on it? 30 foot.
Okay. And the DM will have to decide if that goes through walls. Because this is currently the only undead in this particular room. Unless Zenosha hasn't been telling us something.
Sure. Well, that was my big thing. So that's all I got.
Okay. That would have been quite useful if it had worked, but unfortunately they have turn resistance.
Okay.
All right. Next up is going to be... I keep forgetting. You're level 2, so you don't have like 15 different things you can do in one turn.
Oh, and I also want to
right.
start running towards the ship.
Okay. This thing's between you and the exit of this room that goes closest to the ship.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah.
I'll wait until we kill it.
Okay. Next up is going to be Zenosha.
Can I hit it with a lightning bolt without hitting Chroma?
Well,
It's okay. I have absorb element.
so I'm going to say this is a Dragonborn, and Dragonborn tend to be on the big beefy side, and Chroma is a bit small for a kobold. So if you aim high,
It's true.
you should be able to do it.
All right. In that case, yeah.
Okay. What do I need to roll? Because I think I need to make a save, right?
Yeah, you need to make a DC 17 dexterity saving throw.
Would you, by any chance, accept a 4?
I'll accept it in the form of he's taking full.
Roll your full damage.
25.
Well, I really wanted Chroma and Zax to be able to do something in combat today. but I don't think that's going to happen.
It's my strongest attack, and I only get one of those per long rest.
Well, congratulations. How do you want to do this?
You know, in old cartoons, when someone was getting shocked and they'd flash and you'd briefly see their skeleton?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's lightning arcing all over the place. Aesthetically, it's not doing additional damage to people around it. And you see a dragonborn skeleton, and the armor sizzles and melts, and this charred husk collapses into a pile with very little holding anything together anymore. It's more of a pile of bones and ash and bits of slagged metal than anything else at this point.
Let's get out of here.
All right, go, go, go.
All right, back to the ship, back to the ship.
Okay, so it's not a very large hallway, but where's my map? So the downside of all of my resources being in D&D Beyond is all of my open tabs have the B icon for D&D Beyond. So using them as a visual reference for which thing to click on doesn't help. Okay, so since you're starting in the large room, you're not going to get all the way through the hallway this turn, but the start of the next turn, you should be able to have enough movement left to go all the way to the ship, with the exception of Chroma and Zax, because you haven't, like, your turn is up right now. If you double move, you can get all the way to the ship.
Okay.
You will leave your friends behind, though.
Oh, yeah, I don't want to do that.
You could dance if you want to, though.
Is there anything else to fight right where we're at right now?
If you stick
Don't
around,
think so.
possibly, but not right this moment.
Okay.
I'm going to run towards the ship as quickly as possible. Neri, Lieutenant Commander Hollins, Moon's haunted.
Okay, and as you run into the hub, you see Neri is out of the helm with bow drawn, firing arrows at a not Lieutenant Commander Hollins, who seems to have knocked the Lieutenant Commander down. The hippo person that's still standing seems to also be covered in blood.
Oh no.
So next up is Lieutenant Commander. He is currently prone. He does not use half his movement to stand up. He simply draws 2 pistols and fires, because why not?
I had a feeling that's exactly what he was going to do.
Well, he already threw his grenade.
Ha!
So that is 2 pistol attacks. Those are +4 to hit.
Who needs mobility when you have firepower?
I will say again, I like the cut of your jib.
One shot goes wild. The other one hits dead on. That is going to be 7 points of damage. All right. Now it is the zombie's turn. And the GIF zombie is going to continue to move forward and try to do horrible structural integrity destroying things to the Lieutenant Commander. And that's going to be... Oh, it only gets 1 attack. But it does that much. Oh. Okay, well, let's roll that. Yep, that's a hit.
Move, fisticuffs.
And it is now Neri's turn.
Chroma, get in the seat and prepare for liftoff.
All right.
And I this action to cast Hunter's Mark on the zombie GIF, and I'll roll to seal. I will roll to see if I crit fail.
That's pretty much what it is, yes.
I'm pretty sure a 15 hits.
Uh-huh.
So you rolled 3?
Yeah.
Archbeth in chat says, rolling case of intervention.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not going to roll 21d6. I am going to roll 2d6.
Oh.
I mean, you could still roll 21d6, but it wouldn't be canon.
That's another 18 points of damage.
Okay. And next up is, because you used your action and bonus action, Dax.
Mm-hmm.
Run!
The best part about this is Dax is yelling run when half the party is already back at the ship.
Yeah.
Dax doesn't notice that.
He's probably really
Valid.
freaked out.
Oh,
Very valid.
Yeah. Yeah.
actually, there's one more thing I want to say before my turn is over, and it can coincide with run. Hollins, get up and help me defend this ship.
As I'm running, I will pop in another Eyes of the Grave just to see if there's any that's got closer to us.
So Eyes of the Grave, does it give you directions and distance, or it just tell you there's a bunch?
Let me do a check.
What's the wording?
Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any undead within 60 feet of you.
Okay. Well, you've popped this ability again, and you become aware of the fact that, one, there is one less zombie that's really close to you because it did its best impersonation of a lightning rod.
Nice.
And two, the ones that were at the periphery are now moving closer to you.
Ooh, not nice.
He screams run louder this time and continues to...
Okay. With a double move, you can get to the ship.
That was an action, so I'm not getting to the ship.
Okay. So you are right at the end of the hallway. You're at the broken door, just close enough to the action to see a hippo person that you like less than the lieutenant commander.
That's debatable.
I mean,
with multiple arrows in its face.
I mean, he's actively trying to run from the undead. Now he has found a version of the lieutenant commander that is undead.
Right, so...
So just saying. So next up is Zenosha.
I have nothing to do but try to make it back to the ship, and so...
Okay. Well, if you double move, you can get there. You will be shoving past Dax. I'll allow Dax to react however Dax wants to react to that. Or you can move to the doorway and fire something off from the doorway when you see there's a large hippo person.
See, what do I have to fire off, though? I don't want to stun everyone, because I technically have one more use of a lightning bolt.
No,
But
please,
this one comes with a loud
don't
noise that-
stun all the PCs. Whatever you do.
So I'm not in melee damage. I'm in melee distance of the second hippo, am I?
You are not in melee distance from the hippo zombie. Range damage only. So you could do a ranged attack if you have one available, or you could use your action to run to the ship.
Oh, now we're back to are they immune to necrotic? I'm not seeing a lot of options, so I guess I'll try chill touch.
Okay.
Do you have to be right up next to him for that?
No, it's 120 foot range. I
Okay.
manifest a spectral hand,
Oh,
and that
okay.
hand touches.
That is a page spell.
That's what I thought. I'm like, okay, wait, I've heard
Yeah.
this one before, but I'm not remembering. Okay.
So I miss completely.
Oh, do you have inspiration?
Thank you.
Yes. It was
Yeah.
earned today.
Maybe
I was
just
going to
run.
say I could
Oh,
pass you some.
oh, Archbeth in chat is helping out. Pack Tactics is in effect because
We're all
Lieutenant
stuck in the
Commander
same
is
spot.
Oh!
no, the Lieutenant Commander is within melee range.
Lieutenant Commander is within melee range. So you get that without spending inspiration.
Zenosha considers him an ally.
Right.
He is trying to kill the same thing I am, which, isn't the best of terms, but yeah, that's an ally.
Okay.
He's helping.
So that means you still have that inspiration point, because this was a roll with advantage for other reasons. That is a 23, which is definitely a hit.
And this is necrotic, so you might have to cut this in half or more. Hopefully not heal.
Okay, I'll mark off the 1 point of damage that you've done.
I tried, everybody.
It's something.
Well, the good news is you're pretty sure it did a
Very
point of
good try.
damage, as opposed to the opposite of that. So, information has
I give
been
you Bardic
procured.
Inspiration. No, wait.
So, next up, Chroma and Zach.
I run for the helm.
Okay. Now, Zax, when you came over, did you double move to the ship or no?
I waited because I didn't want to leave my team behind.
Okay. So at this point, you can run over to the same doorway that has two other kobolds clogging it.
Okay. I guess I could do that then.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will
I like
allow you
the-
to... Sorry?
I was going to say, I like the cinematic idea of Zax running through the doorway that has two kobolds in it, grabbing both of them.
I was considering it.
You got the
On
strength
one
for
hand,
it.
I do have the
yeah.
strength for it.
I was going to say, on one hand, I would require a strength check, but on the other, you've got a strength of like 25 with these
Yeah, I
magical
could just
items.
scoop them both up and run, and that would work. Maybe.
I am looking forward to the table talk for this for this combat. but I'm biting my tongue right now.
Yeah.
Zax is like the Andre the Giant of the Kobold world.
Kobolds. Because of the gear. Yeah.
Everybody
Right.
move!
All right, I'm just going to grab them both and start running.
Okay. Technically, the grabbing them should count as an action, but give me a strength check.
Oh, okay. Got a 13. Strength is +9.
Okay, so yes, the DM is going to rule of cool this and allow you to just like barrel through. Imagine, if you will, there's two kobolds peeking through a shattered door.
Mm-hmm.
Then there is a flash-like moment where there's a bit of an explosion, and what's left of the door is now no longer recognizable as a door and more recognizable as shrapnel. And there's two somewhat airborne kobolds. As gravity begins to take hold on them again, Zax reaches out with both hands and grabs one kobold per hand and continues to run, half dragging them behind him and half having them fly behind him like a cape or kite. Oh,
Okay.
her.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Gox.
Gox. Yeah, I know.
See,
It's okay.
I got so good of saying, okay, Jen is a girl, but Gox is a boy. I've got these pronouns down, and then you went back to
Yeah.
I went
playing
back,
someone
yeah.
who's the same gender.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
This time. Uh-huh.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
that's better than what I had in mind, which was just Dax extending her arms as she ran through the corridor, and
Scooping them up.
whatever characters happened to be in the way of her arms got carried toward the ship.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, well, it's getting late, and I like this imagery.
Yeah.
And it with that bonus to strength, even a poor roll is a good roll.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's what Zax is doing. And Chroma, you said you're going to the helm?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, she's going to
So-
the helm and she's going to sit down in it.
Okay, so you go and sit down on it, and you are ready.
Oh, wow.
You are so ready to feel like the ship is a part of you, because that's how it was described to you when Neri used it. And when you sit down, you
sense a
feel
bug.
like you just sat down in a slightly uncomfortable chair.
Uh-oh.
Is it broken?
And
What?
that's where we're going to end it.
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
Chroma, what did you do?
Nothing! What did you do?
I stood up.
Well, it's not working now.
Look, I have to kill this GIF, and then I'll get back to you.
All right, and that's seriously where we're going to end it for tonight. Thank you so much, everyone who was playing.
Wow.
Thank you, everyone who listened in. Tonight, I've been joined by a bunch of awesome people, including but not limited to Chris, Io, Jen, Ellie, and Cindy. Archbeth is hanging out in chat like usual and providing helpful information that helps the combat go more smoothly, because someone has to remember that the show is called Pack Tactics. It might as well be the audience. Let's do some plugs. Chris has a bi-weekly podcast, or fortnightly if you want to sound fancy, AzerothCTC.com. It's not actually about the world's most popular video game. It is, in fact, about World of Warcraft, which used to be the world's most popular video game. A lot of people still enjoy it. I still like the lore. We also have Ellie runs a social media network, Electa.xyz. Almost everyone here uses it. Chris
And
is kind of the odd person out, but he still has an account.
Since we're doing plugs, I want to be clear that Alec is both polarized and grounded.
Just don't touch the black wire and the white wire at the same time. And
That's true.
if you have to, touch them both with the same hand, not one in each hand. But probably don't do that either. Also, Io's mom writes books. Elizabeth-McCoy.com. Jen has a blog and podcast, bookofjen.net. And we have a Patreon, patreon.com/cogwheelgaming. I need to revise the benefits for that at some point. That's going to be happening sooner rather than later. But you can join other notable patrons such as Alice, Chris, Cindy, Ellie, and Eric that help us keep the lights on. Not quite breaking even, because I keep spending money on things, including newly commissioned kobold art that is in a queue to be made. I can't wait to see it because it's going to be super awesome.
Gonna be good.
Yeah, Scoots.
We also
is an
make
awesome
up supporting chants. Cogwheel Gaming. Cogwheel Gaming.
Oh no.
I don't want to give inspiration for that, but I feel compelled that I have to.
It's okay. I already have inspiration, so you're
Fine, then you don't get any. All right, moving on. Thank you, everyone, and until next time, this is Crash saying,
So, my ship is probably right on the other side of this debris field. Just right over there. Right, probably just can't see it because of the large part of my ship that's broken off, that's in the way of where my ship probably is. Right over there, most likely. Oh dear.
Oh.
goodbye.
And before we go, have we gone?
I hit the stop streaming button, but I have not hit the stop recording button.
I just want to say, when you said you can't wait for us to meet Drew,
Oh
Yes.
no.
I was anticipating something else.
So was I.
Mhm.
I was imagining those scary bug things you were talking about earlier.
See, I was anticipating that
We're
his
all
old
gonna
crew
be like him.
was gonna want to kill us because of who we are, not just because they were zombies.
Oh, see, I just imagined all of them being like him.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hit the stop recording button, but then I'm going
Okay.
to talk about this.